Hey Rockets, we're back again with Zane and the Hurricane. I'm having the time of my life reading this book and sharing it with you. Hopefully, you're keeping up with your organizers. I know a lot of you have been sending me your pictures, and I love seeing your work. So, you notice today I didn't start off with my events. We'll pick up with our event sheet tomorrow because I think we're almost getting to a point where we can put down an event. Remember, that's part of the plot: beginning events, middle events, end events. And I jot down these events to help me summarize, retell the most important parts of the text without me having to give every single detail about it. Shout out to Jen, shout out to Ty. They answered some of the questions that I asked as I read in the book in the comment sections. Great job. And I did reply to them and let them know how proud I was of them and how excellent of a job they did as they listened to the book and grabbed just a question and answered. Each answered one question, but they were different questions. So shout out Ty and Jen. I appreciate you. So when we last left off, what had happened in Grammy's house to Zane and Bandit? The house had started to fill up with lots of water. That's right, water, because of the hurricane. And so they ended up being stuck in the attic, and it was so hot. And Zane said the water was rising, hadn't quite come up high enough to them to get over their heads, but he could touch it with his finger. And he used his leg. He described his legs. He described them as the strongest part of his body. Yeah, the strongest part of his body to kick an opening into the attic, up into the roof, right? From the attic to the roof. And he must have passed out. And when he woke up, he said there was this girl with wild hair, this skinny black girl standing over him with wild hair saying, "Hey boy, hey boy." And that's where we left off. So let's pick up on chapter 11. The big whoops. The girl with the wild hair says, "Hey, you stupid or what? Wasn't for this little dog, nobody would have known you were in there." I try to answer back, but the words get stuck in my throat. Remember, what was Zane? He was hoarse. Yes, he could hardly talk. Another voice, much deeper, goes, "Don't mind Malvina. She's a little wasp that keep on stinging." My eyes slowly come into sharper focus. A battered green canoe floats in the water just below the vent opening, and one end, waving her thin arms, is the girl with the big eyes and the wild hair. She's about my age, but smaller than me, and wicked skinny. Wicked skinny? I wonder what that means. I know wicked can mean evil or bad, but I don't think he's meaning that she's evil skinny. What does he mean she's wicked skinny? Type it in the comments for me, please. In the other end, keeping balance with a paddle, sits a calm-looking, light-skinned black man with clunky black frame eyeglasses and scrawny dreads poking out from under a straw-top hat. Like a Mad Hatter kind of hat. The kind with a curvy brim. There's a pink feather in the hatband sticking up like an exclamation point. "It was Malvina heard the dog," the man explains in a rumbling musical voice. "That child got ears like a bat." "I ain't no bat," she protests, folding her arms across her skinny chest. "All that mean, darling, you got good ears," he explains. "Bat can hear a pin drop, girl." "Ain't no darling either." He smiles and shakes his head as if to say, "See what I have to put up with?" But in a way that makes me think he doesn't mind. "Best you get down, boy," he suggests, paddling the canoe alongside the building. "Must be hot enough in there to boil your brain." Getting into the canoe proves to be difficult. I back out through the vent with my legs kicking air. Bandy barks, whines and licks at my hands. like he's worried he's worried he'll be left behind. Strong hands grab a hold of my feet and guide me down as the deep voice of the man in the funny hat tells me, keep calm, you're doing fine, boy. There now, you're good. All of a sudden, I'm crouched in the middle of the tippy canoe, holding for dear life. The skinny girl, Malvina, she's grinning at me, showing the gap in her teeth. Don't fall in, she teases, full of mischief. The water's got snakes. Snakes? She nods happily, as if snakes in the water is her idea of a good time. Don't worry about no snakes, says the man in the funny hat. All you gotta do is stay in the boat. Ain't no boat, Malvina insists. This a canoe. The man shrugs and says, the young lady happened to point out any mistake. What can you say to describe Malvina, the skinny girl, about her character? Type it in the comments, please. Bandy is barking like mad, waiting to follow me into the canoe. The thing is, now that I'm sitting down and holding on to the sides, I'm worried that reaching for the dog will tip us over. Picture in your head what a canoe looks like. Is it as big as a ship or a yacht, or is it a small boat? Picture what it looks like. Google what it looks like. Does it make sense that Zane is worried that if he reaches up or moves suddenly, that it may tip over? Especially with 3 people in a canoe already? Think about it. After you look it up, comment. I'm worried that reaching for the dog will tip us over, and the idea of snakes, even snakes I can't see, has me spooked. The man in the hat seems to understand and goes, let me think what I can do. He's trying to maneuver the canoe alongside the edge of the roof, when all of a sudden, Bandy gives a mighty yelp of frustration and launches itself through the air. The little dog, boom, hits me square in the chest. I catch him, and then, oh my goodness, we're tipping over. Me and Bandy and the girl and the man with the hat, we all splash backwards into the water as the canoe slips out from under us. Bandy, totally freaked out, climbs on my head, pushing me under and under and under and under into that dark, snaky water. When I come back up, coughing and spitting, I'm more scared than the dog. Why is he so scared about being in that water? I can think of a couple of reasons. Because I can't see the girl, and all that shows of the man with the rumbly voice is that funny top hat with the pink feather bobbing in the water like a toy. Chapter 12. Terrible things. Comment in the comments, Rockets. Until tomorrow. Oh! New setting, new characters, anything that you heard to add to your list, do it.